Hey guys, my name's Emma, and if you're new here, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining me. So today, we're just gonna do a little bit of a kind of unhinged video. Warning, if you're looking for something like well-educated or put together from me, this is not the video. I'm just kind of sitting down, a little tired, get cozy with me, and I wanted to talk about something that's been on my mind for a while, especially because the internet has really gotten on the Percy Jackson train with the teasers coming out. I was a huge Percy Jackson girl when I was younger, and a few years ago when I had like a longer term, not like illness, but it just took me a while to recover and I was in bed for a while, I reread the whole series, including the, what's the, like, the Roman ones. I don't know why I can't remember the name right now, but it's late and I'm tired. So that's just a little bit of recap of my history. I read them all like as they came out. One of my favorite book series of all times. When I was younger, I was definitely like, I am a child of, I don't know, it was either Athena or Poseidon. Drop yours down below. But anyway, that is what we're going to be talking about today. My thoughts on Percy Jackson and why, controversially, I like the Percy Jackson books better than the Harry Potter books. I know, crazy. But I did want to get my thoughts out on this, especially to encourage you guys to watch the series because I'm really excited. If you watch those movies and you're a books fan, you know that was a train wreck. And I don't have anything else to say about that, but hopefully these movies are going to be redemption. I'm actually so excited, and without further ado, let's get into some of the things that I thought the Percy Jackson books did better than the Harry Potter books. So, first of all, and one of my favorite things about the Percy Jackson series is it kind of develops with the character. And this is one of my favorite things about the series overall. I'd say like the books start out when he's kind of like, I forget if it's middle school. I believe it's middle school because he's like 12. Yes, maybe. You guys are probably questioning my fan status, but I swear I'm a huge fan. And then they kind of develop with him where he goes to high school and then eventually college, etc. That is one of my favorite things about these books. You might be like, hey Emma, Harry Potter does that too. But in my opinion, the writing in Percy Jackson is just so good, obviously, but it does a really good job of like, since it's from the first person, I think Harry Potter is also from the first person, I believe, but it tends to kind of, no, it's not from the first person. It has like a more narration type thing, like you get Harry's thoughts, so it's like kind of first person, but Percy Jackson is first person and you're in his head a lot. And I think the books do a really good job of kind of like developing the voice with him as he gets older. It really like gets you inside his head, and then as he grows up, it's funny how you can like see his perspective changing. I think it's really a testament to Rick Riordan's, I can never say his last name, talent, that he was able to kind of get that childlike perspective, which when I was like that age, I really understood and related to, and then develop it so that as I read the books, like kind of as they came out, I was also growing up along with the character. And that's something I didn't really get for Harry Potter. Maybe that's because I'm too young. Again, maybe people can disagree with me. I'd love to hear some healthy debate, but obviously keep it respectful. But in my opinion, I think that the Percy Jackson books did a better job of kind of maturing his inner dialogue along with him, and I really loved that part of the books. Another part that I think they did better than Harry Potter, which again, this is just like me clickbaiting with the title. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan as well. You guys would know that if you've seen my ranking videos, but these are just my thoughts, and overall, like the title says, I do like the series better. So anyway, done with the disclaimers. Next, second thing I think they do better is the insertion into the real world. This world is as alive as Harry Potter. The world buildings in them are both great, but I think what makes the Percy Jackson world unique, and something that I was so invested in as a kid, is that instead of kind of being separate from the real world and only in it maybe like a fifth of the time, I don't know if that's fair, but you know what I mean. The Percy Jackson world is very much integrated in reality. It very much feels like it could exist, which Harry Potter to some extent too, but I think Percy Jackson holds up better over the test of time, especially because it's very like the kids are in the real world at the same time as they are in Camp Half-Blood. Like most of their quests take place in the real world anyways and stuff like that. And I think it was very easy then to picture yourself in kind of those scenarios, like right off the bat, the first scene, when they're like at the Empire State Building. Like, I had been to the Empire State Building when I was like that age, younger, you know, like 12, 13, and I just thought it was so cool because I could visualize myself there. And that might be the same thing with British kids for Harry Potter, but I think that Percy Jackson just did a general better job of tying it together with reality. And also The Mist was a great like plot device, but also like I feel like it made sense for kind of integrating the worlds together. Like, you could write some things off as that, but it also generally made sense, and I really liked how there was kind of like that seamless integration into the real world. It made it a lot more cool, especially as a kid, that you kind of imagine yourself as maybe being a part of that, or like maybe being a bystander and not really knowing what was going on. The third thing that I kind of just like better overall, and this one is very personal, this is not like writing focused at all, this is just personal preference, so again, feel free to share your thoughts, but keep it respectful. I love the Percy Jackson characters so much more. I just don't know how to explain it, but like Annabeth, yeah, Percy literally does it. And as it keeps going on, I also really like Jason, Leo, Piper. I know people weren't as much of a fan of that series, but I think that generally like the character set is just so great and all the dynamics work so well together. Like, even the villains, Clarice, like, I'm not the hugest fan of her books wise, but in terms of like a character, like, yeah, I subscribe to all of them. I'm so on board with all of them. And I think it was just so well done. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just like, you know how in a show, if you get a perfect set of actors that mesh really well together, that's what it felt like, but from a writing standpoint. It felt like the author kind of crafted all the characters to just work so well together in this perfect little blend of all of them. And oh my gosh, I just could go on and on and on. Also, Percy and Annabeth's romance, like, that is it. I will never forgive Harry Potter for putting us through Harry and Ginny. Percy and Annabeth are the standard, argue with the wall. That was a little aggressive, but I stand by my thoughts. I think Percy and Annabeth are so much better. I'm so excited to see them on the big screen. They also have like a very organic romance, and a lot of the characters' relationships are very organic. I feel like, especially the friendships, like with Percy and Grover, it seems very much organic, and I'm just, again, a big fan of all the character dynamics and how they work well together. Another thing that I enjoyed more was the learning aspect of Percy Jackson. I was a huge Greek myths person, and just like, I generally like to learn. That sounds super corny, but I'm the type of person where like any new information, I will eat it up because I'm just curious. Like, I want to know what's going on all the time. I just want to be investigating, finding stuff out. Basically, I'm just generally curious. That was a very long way of saying it, but Percy Jackson did this amazing job of seamlessly integrating this real life thing that existed into the books in a way that gave all of the fan base knowledge of these things, and the integration was just so perfect. All the myths and all the stuff that I was kind of previously aware of, but now like actually reading some of the stuff like the Odyssey and stuff like that in school, I read it and I'm like, thank God, Percy Jackson, because it just did such an incredible job. And it wasn't like learning where the concepts were shoved down your throat. It was kind of accumulated as you were having fun, and you wouldn't even realize until after. I gained so much information from these books. When I went to Greece this summer, let me tell you, I was geeking out. And not only was I geeking out, I knew so much. I bought that like Percy Jackson Greek, like the Greek myths version of it. It was kind of like one of those bigger books. I would show it to you, but I don't have it with me at the moment. And then I read that, and then I read like, I got a real version of it, you know, with the actual dense stories. And let me just say, my trip to Greece would not have been the same without that, because I just learned so much. And like I said, I'm the type of person that likes to learn, so having that like real life history integrated into this plot of this fantastic series just made it so much more interesting for me. You could have convinced me to read it without the learning aspect, but again, I'm curious, so getting to learn about all this stuff was just another plus for me, and I loved it. I loved how they brought all the unique myths in, like the very random ones that weren't as mainstream, like Medusa, sure, people know about that. But for example, when they go to like, oh God, what's his name? Krusty's Mattress Emporium. I forget what his name is in the Greek myths, but I knew that myth from the Greek myths. And then when they brought it up in the book, I was like, huh, that's not mainstream. That's like something you'd have to, you know, research on your own and look in the books and be a little nerd like me. But I just think it was so amazing, and you can just tell how much love and research went into everything in those books. They are just, I could rave all day. I really could. And kind of just a little conclusion type bit, because that was kind of the main things that I liked more about Percy Jackson. Again, it's not that Harry Potter didn't do these things, but I think Percy Jackson did them better, in my humble opinion. The thing that I think they did better as well is this would be a strictly literary thing. Obviously, the Harry Potter franchise is very successful commercially, but within the world of the books, for example, the like Olympian series after, where they do the Roman myths, that is immaculate integration. Immaculate integration. The fact that this series that is based on this original concept can not only expand but accommodate other things. And like I said before in my previous rant about loving that you were learning and stuff, that was like so just perfect for me, because I just love it. And then I know that they've done the Magnus Chase, and I haven't actually read those, I know, but I also read the Kane Chronicles, and there were a few like kind of, you know, side off mentions, and it's just so easy to get into all of those books. Such a great series, and I think the integration is really seamless, especially with the like, gosh, why am I forgetting? But you guys know what I'm talking about, the Roman books. It's like the Olympian something. I just know it's like L-O-R, and then it's like son of Neptune is one of them, daughter of Athena. You know, you guys know. Hopefully you know what I'm talking about. They exist, I'm not crazy, and the integration was just so great. The fact that the series not only left open ends for other types of myths to be used, but that Rick Riordan has been consciously embracing that and bringing it into the series just creates this cohesive universe that is so amazing and so easy to get interested in. I'm totally geeking out over it, but I love it so much. I'd also have to say, out of all his books, my favorite in terms of like lore and mythology would probably be the Kane Chronicles. I could make a whole other video talking about those. But anyway, that is the reasons why I think the Percy Jackson series is superior to Harry Potter. I am so excited to watch this TV show. If you guys are interested, maybe I'll make like a first watch type thing. I'd like to, but I tried to do that with Shadow and Bone on Netflix before and then got it copyright striked, and obviously I didn't really copyright struck. Hello, can you tell it's late? And I didn't really want to have to, you know, fight with YouTube over that. It's not like it was copyrighted material. Obviously I was reacting to it, so it was fair use, but I didn't really know how to dispute claims and stuff at the time. But I think I'm going to try to do a part 2 with Percy Jackson. So if you're interested in that, let me know down below. Thanks for sitting through this little chatty rant video. I know it's been a little bit since I've talked about books on here, but I have been reading, and I have a few books that I'd like to just sit down and kind of chat about. If you've missed some of these videos, these are some of my like more informal type videos. I'll kind of just sit down, give a brief summary and non-spoilers and stuff, and those are my normal formats. So I'll hopefully be coming out with some of those soon, and let me know if you'd be interested to see me watch the Percy Jackson TV show. I am so excited to see them correct all the crimes of the movies. And I'm really excited to see it expand into a mainstream franchise. As I'm already saying in this video, it is arguably one of my favorite book series of all time, and I definitely think it has equal, if not more, potential to become mainstream and become popular than Harry Potter. I think if they were done right the first time, there definitely would have been a bigger kind of like Percy Jackson audience at this moment, even though there are already a ton of fans. But you know what I mean. I think it has a lot of potential, and I'm really excited to watch kind of like the rest of the mainstream, maybe just casual viewers who just have Disney Plus, get in on this, because it is something I've been just like in love with and reading literally since I was like 12 or 10. And yeah, I cannot wait to watch. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you have any different opinions, any thoughts. Again, keep it respectful, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.